5 gorillas. That's 5,000 rand or more off an Aveo LS. Swing by a Chevrolet dealership to find out more.
Bon anniversaire!
C'est toi! Un cadeau! Ah, un chapeau comme le tien!
Attention pour mon anniversaire!
C'est toi! Ah, rugby!
Extraordinaire dehors!
Ouais. Des boules de pétanque!
Imagine a drive that just got better and better. Shell Helix actively cleans your engine as you drive and keeps your car running at its best. What the road takes out, Shell Helix puts back.
Volvo celebrates its 80th birthday this year, as well as half a century in the South African car market, although there was a gap of about 20 years between the mid-70s and mid-90s when the Swedish manufacturer wasn't represented here. Next weekend, the very strong Volvo Owners Club of South Africa celebrates a whole bunch of things at its annual Trek. This year at Marselspoort near Bloemfontein.
Yeah, the Volvo Club of SA has been around for about 25 years. We had our 25th anniversary last year, which coincided with the 50th anniversary of the Amazon, or the 122. And currently the Volvo Club of SA has got 156 members, just over 250 classic cars, and we're looking to grow the club even further.
When Volvo opened up shop here again in 1994, the company was gratified to find an amazingly strong brand loyalty to the product. It was in the mid-1950s that Volvo's name began to take hold here, with cars like this P210 wagon owned by Club News editor Andre de Haan.
It was a versatile thing because apart from a panel van and a taxi, you've got the fire engine, a police vehicle, the ambulance. I think they even made a hearse out of it.
The P210 station wagon was initially based on the old 1600cc PV444, and later this evolved to the more sophisticated PV544, like the green 1800cc 1959 example owned by Peter Ling. By this stage in the late 1950s, Volvos were cleaning up at racetracks around the country, and they were the equivalent of the hot hatch in today's motoring world. But it was the 122S, introduced to South Africa in late 1958, that carved an unequaled reputation for both performance and reliability in tough South African conditions.
Hierdie motor is 'n 1968 model. My oorlede vader het dit gekoop in Februarie 1968, Anglo Motors, Pretoria. Ons het hom in 1994 laat oordoen, oorgesprei en meganies laat oordoen. En hy is nog steeds in dieselfde toestand soos julle hom vandag kan sien hier, sodat hy hier by hom kan staan.
In the late 1960s, a new Volvo called the 144 series was introduced. An excellent car, if not enjoying quite the cult status that the 122S has built up. This particular car, owned by club treasurer Leon de Haan, is nevertheless rare, being one of the few two-door 142 models brought into the country. As for the most beautiful Volvo ever made, no one would argue against the P1800 model. A car with E-Type Jaguar looks, but Swedish engineering.
This specific one was very famous for Roger Moore that drove it in the Saint. They went to Jaguar to get an E-Type, and Jaguar said it's not worth their while, and then Volvo jumped at the opportunity, gave them a P1800, and since then the P1800 has been pretty iconic in the world.
And this is the arguably even more beautiful 1800 ES wagon.
I always wanted one of these cars when I was, a youngster, but it goes quite well. It has an overdrive, which is essentially like a fifth gear, and that makes this an ideal car for long distance traveling.
The rear hatch lid, so similar to the latest C30 hatch, also makes the ES a wonderful weekend getaway car. Intended for short, fast bursts rather than long hauls is this rather special 122S, raced by Volvo specialist Alan Poulter.
I was looking for a car to race one day and I found a Volvo laying in a scrapyard. And I decided this is the car I'd like to race one day in historics. And so I bought this Volvo, prepared it, did some work on the engine, gearbox, suspension, and we tried our best and we got it to it. It's a nice hot cam, fancy motor.
The Poulter Volvo is so quick that it's given Ford Mustangs a hard time on the track. Bulletproof, that's what these Swedish cars are. Next up on the Volvo menu was the 164, a six-cylinder car that was heading into Mercedes-Benz territory. Like the 122 and the 144 four-cylinder cars, the 164 had an engine that seemed to go on forever. And the bodies were high quality, if a touch conservative. They were built by various assembly plants here in South Africa, under contract to Johannesburg-based Lawson's Motors.
Lawson's was 'n gebruikte handelaar organisasie en hulle toe op 'n stadium toe voer hulle 'n 444 Volvo in. En hulle het so gehou van die lelike ou karretjie dat hulle dit toe begin invoer het hierso in die vroeë 60s. Hy was 'n dierkar. Sy het dieselfde prys gewees as 'n Valiant byvoorbeeld. Maar daar die boere gesê nee, ek kan daar 'n 6-silinder kar kry. Plek sy hier kry 4-silinder, maar die 4-silinder kon daai 6-silinder goeie pak slag gee.
Tom Camphor has spent most of his adult life around Volvos, having rallied them in the 1960s. He worked for Lawson's, managing their spares department until Volvo's withdrawal in the 70s. And today, his sons run the Volvo dealership he subsequently established in Auckland Park. So, at over 80 years old, he's up to speed on the modern product.
The modern Volvo is an excellent designed motor car, safety being the number one. No other car, I think, is safer than a Volvo. The safety belt was designed by Volvo, 3-point belt. If they had patented that, they would have made more money out of selling the safety belts than selling motor cars. A Volvo has never been a soft motor car, but women love it.
Modern Volvos like the S40 T5 have all the marque's traditional traits and are keenly priced, enabling the S40 to win the Car of the Year title in 2005. There are many new converts to the brand, and if you are in the Bloemfontein Marshalspoort area this coming weekend, look out for the Volvo Samtrek celebrating 80 years of Volvos.